welcome to another episode of Stupid Ideas from Bad Creative. This episode I did not spoil last episode.
No.
Mostly because I forgot, but it's fine. You would probably know what it is anyway. It's Retribution, which, for those of you who don't know, it's a rip-off of the Nexus, pretty much. Do you know who T-Bar is?
No.
What about Mace?
No.
Slapjack?
No.
Retaliation?
No. So far all I know it's the Wish Nexus.
Yeah? What about Reckoning?
No.
Okay. They're all wrestlers, I've said.
Okay.
So, that, yeah. What about Bobby Lashley?
Yes.
Shelton Benjamin.
Who?
Shelton Benjamin.
No.
Cedric Alexander.
No.
Montel Vontavious Porter.
What a name.
MVP is what they call him.
No.
What about Dominic Dijakovic?
Nope.
Okay. What about Marseille?
Nope.
Mansoir?
You said French sounds now.
That's a wrestler's name. His name is also Mansour. He's from Saudi Arabia. What about Kenny Omega?
Yes.
You know Kenny Omega.
You've mentioned Kenny Omega before. Champion of the... Ooh.
He's in Japan sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He made his name in Japan.
Okay.
He runs AEW.
Okay.
What about Shinsuke Nakamura?
Yes.
What about Jinder Mahal?
Of course.
Okay. So, this is about a faction called Retribution, debuted in August of 2020. So this is one of, if not the newest,
most recent
angles. So Retribution initially debuted by setting fire to a generator backstage at Raw.
Alright.
This took place in 2020, obviously, so there may have been a pandemic going on. So they were in the Thunderdome, which is just an arena. But where all the crowd would be are just TV screens, and you can have your face on the screen, sort of thing.
Cool, yeah.
Like it's a stream sort of thing.
Everyone's Zoom calling in.
Yeah. So, except I don't even think they had the actual sound on from the streams. It was just piped in crowd noise.
Yeah.
Because WWE loves that, because they can make the people that they want cheered.
Oh, yeah. That kind of sucks. You really take over that crowd aspect. Yeah.
So, yeah. A few nights after they set fire on SmackDown, on Fire and Raw, they showed up on SmackDown, and they attacked NXT and Performance Center members who were also in the crowd, because they had sort of a small crowd of just people that were already there, sort of thing. So they had NXT and Performance Center guys show up. So they attacked them, they attacked the announcers, they cut the ring ropes with a chainsaw. They got a chainsaw to cut the ring ropes.
That'd be right.
Yeah. It's just a shitty version of the Nexus.
Yeah.
No
also, broken.
No.
No announcers choked out with their ties.
No. They're also trying a bit too hard. They've got a chainsaw.
Yeah.
They also threw a brick through a window.
Okay.
Actually, I think it was a cinder block through a glass door. But same shit, different day.
Giving juvenile delinquent.
Yeah, they're not wrecking shit.
No,
they're just
making a mess.
Yeah, they're just being annoying. Also, they're all wearing balaclavas, so you can't see who they are.
Right. Okay. A bit of mystery in it.
Yeah, but you can't exactly build heat as to who they are. You can just build heat to Retribution. Over the next few weeks, they start telling us what their motivations are, and when they eventually show who they are, they've got new masks. So they're all wearing masks now. I'll have a picture up. I'll show you later.
Yeah.
And these people being Dominic Dijakovic, Dio Madden, Shane Thorne, Mia Yim, Mercedes Martinez. They're all from NXT.
Okay.
However, their names have been changed. Dominic Dijakovic, or Dijak I'll probably call him, he's now known as T-Bar. Dio Madden is now known as Mace. Now, he's known as Marseille. And he's a model. Shane Thorne, his name is Slapjack. Mia Yim is called Reckoning. And Mercedes Martinez is called Retaliation.
Right.
These are stupid names.
Yeah.
Are you going to take these guys seriously?
You've called, I remember, Slapjack, which I've managed not to laugh at for the majority of this video and when you mentioned them last video. You can't expect me to... And also, T-Bar, I was maybe hoping that was based on like a finishing move or something. But now I'm just thinking of the Tool.
No, these are people's names. They're wearing stupid masks.
Rebranding characters is not generally great. Were these individuals big beforehand?
Dijak was a big name. Dio Madden was a commentator who, he was a wrestler, became commentator for a while, then went back to NXT.
Mace.
Yeah. Shane Thorne wasn't a big name. Could have been if they had pushed him properly in NXT. And Mia Yim was sort of, and Mercedes Martinez again sort of. Yeah, so here that's T-Bar, Mace, Mia Yim, Slapjack. Yeah.
They've put them in like gas and hockey masks. And hers looks like a COVID face mask with the mouth cut out. Yeah, that's just kind of nasty.
That's Slapjack.
That's Slapjack?
That's Slapjack.
Yeah, well, that's even stupider now because he's wearing like a hockey mask.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll have a picture up there for all the years. Yeah, so that's Retribution. Yeah, you taking these guys seriously?
No.
No, you're not.
That's a joke.
Here's their motivation then. They want to get jobs at WWE. However, they want to destroy WWE. But they did also already have jobs at WWE given they were previous wrestlers, obviously. So, we're wrestlers. We've now gotten together as a group called Retribution. We're now destroying it, but we want jobs.
Hey, I know I work at Macca's, but I set the Macca's on fire because they wouldn't give me a job at Macca's.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, so they don't really have motivation because their motivation is stupid.
Yeah.
However, it does go along with their names and their masks.
Yeah,
so
fits perfectly. They're on brand, you know, they're consistent with their theme.
Consistently shit.
Yeah.
You know, like that thing with Gordon Ramsay, you know?
Yeah.
Where he's only goes, so you're consistent. Yes, thank you. I try really hard. Consistently shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, shit motivation, shit motivation, shit mask, shit names. Yeah.
Just overall clown show.
Yeah. So far they've ripped off the Nexus angle.
Yeah.
Given people in the faction stupid masks, stupid names, and stupid motivations.
Giving the audience PTSD from the Nexus stuff.
Not even. It's just making people go, oh, I wish I could have seen the Nexus stuff.
Yeah.
The Nexus, that was bad.
This is worse.
I'd watch that any day. But yeah, so moving on, Retribution enters a feud with the Hurt Business, which is Bobby Lashley, MVP, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. That makes a bit more sense.
Not stupid names.
No.
Not stupid masks.
Bobby Lashley at this point is like world champion contender, like proper world.
Decent wrestlers.
Hey.
And also they're called the
Hurt Business. Yeah.
Hurt Business. Good name.
Yeah. And like MVP's his manager and whatnot. Bobby Lashley's come back from being like he fought in Bellator, you know, MMA, Bellator stuff, like almost UFC but not quite.
Yeah.
Then he went around the Indies and raised his stock so high. Like he was really good out on the Indies. Come back, and so now he's, you know, good, really good, better than he was 10 years ago.
Yeah, wow. Put in the work.
Yeah, MVP. He wasn't wasn't the best. Wasn't horrible, but he wasn't the best. He's a good talker. So it makes sense that he's the mouthpiece for the group. Shelton Benjamin has always been a fantastic wrestler.
Yeah.
Always putting on highlights and whatnot.
Needs a better name.
Well, he just needed to be pushed.
Yeah, right.
You know, he was US champion and whatnot. He could have been so much more. But he's always been a fantastic worker and whatnot. It's fine. He'd been fired like 2008 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And he'd come back like 2016 or something when SmackDown became SmackDown.
Yep.
Yeah, when he'd come back and everything, he was sort of still just a jobber again. But this has pushed him up higher. Cedric Alexander, cruiserweight, really awesome wrestler, blah blah blah. Shelton Benjamin. They're a tag team.
Yeah.
You know, and the two of them as a tag team worked really well.
Awesome.
Bobby Lashley was the big bruiser, sort of, you know, your top guy. You had MVP the mouthpiece, and then you had the tag team. Yeah. So it worked. Retribution fighting the Hurt Business. Retribution lost.
Yeah.
Um,
And hard. Were the Retribution any good as a team?
Nope. In October, Mustafa Ali. Hey?
I said, you're not even going to go into that. Just, nope. Press on.
Yeah, in October, Mustafa Ali came out and said, I'm the leader of Retribution. Okay, that's cool. He then turned around and went, oh yeah, I'm the SmackDown hacker too, because there was a thing on SmackDown a few months earlier where there was somebody that was a hacker who would hack into things and dig up dirt on wrestlers, you know. It could have been a good idea, except they dropped it. Didn't tell us what it was.
Don't mind me, I am Gossip Girl.
Yeah. Yeah, so he just sort of said that he was the hacker, and everybody went, oh, cool, we already knew that. Then Retribution lost their debut match, I should say. They did this around then. And they got their first win on November 16th, it says. It might be my birthday or something, who knows.
Funny that.
Yeah. Definitely didn't write my birthday there. Then Mercedes Martinez decided that she didn't want to be a part of this shit, and left and went back to NXT and come back as Mercedes Martinez.
Good.
Soon after that, Retribution attempted to recruit Ricochet into the group. So they kept saying, join the group. He kept saying no, so then they went, well, we'll beat the shit out of you then.
Ricochet.
Every member of Retribution beat Ricochet in a match, like singles matches. Ricochet still said no, and that was that. Then they started the feud with the New Day, which they lost. And then at Fastlane in February of 2021, on the kickoff show, so not the main show, T-Bar and Mace attacked Ali while Slapjack and Reckoning walked out. That ended the faction.
They fell apart, fought amongst each other at the start of a show, and the rest of them just like, yeah, no, fuck this shit, I can't keep doing this.
Yeah. Like, two of them just went,
You know,
no, we're going on, mate. And the other two big blokes just went,
I'm gonna head out.
yeah, like the other two big blokes went, hey, you're little, we're just going to choke slam you. And we're not, Retribution disbanded at that
I
point.
can understand why they wanted Ricochet. They already kind of had the name, was on trend. But Ricochet probably just didn't want to wear a fucking mask.
Yeah, well, Ali didn't have to wear a mask.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, Ali's also really good. Cedric Alexander and Ali were known as the heart and soul of 205 Live, which was the cruiserweight brand.
Okay.
So, and they were great. Like Ali and Buddy Murphy used to put on bangers. If they were having a match, you would tune in.
Yeah.
Even to the Cruiserweight show, which was notorious for not being watched. But if they were having a match, you tuned in for that match.
Yeah.
And he pissed off again. I watched the match because I quite like the show. Ricochet, he is really, 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 really good.
Yeah.
He likes to do a lot of flippy shit. His finisher is either a 630 senton, where he rotates 630 degrees before landing on someone, or it's a double rotation moonsault, where he does a double backflip and then lands on someone.
Nice.
So yeah, he's really good. If you have him versus Will Ospreay, which has happened, you just get
A lot of flippy shit.
a lot of flippy shit. It's just awesome. It's great. I'll probably show you after this. But yeah, so that happened. They all broke up, ended the faction. After that, Ali turned face, started teaming with Mansoor, who is now known as Mansoor, who is a model. He's teaming with Marseille, as Maximum Male Models.
And that's that is wrestling characters. They're not actually on a catwalk somewhere.
I don't believe they are, but they could be.
Right, they just waltz into the WWE arena looking like models.
Yeah, they use the ramp as a catwalk.
Proceed to fight.
Yeah, they fight sometimes, occasionally.
Oh, okay.
Every now and again. I think they've had about 2 matches. In about 3 months.
Okay.
So, yeah, then T-Bar and Maze continued to team together. They still called themselves Retribution, but that wasn't a faction anymore, it was just a team. Slapjack and Reckoning never returned to TV. Reckoning going back to being Mia Yim before she was released, along with Shane Thorne and Mercedes Martinez in 2021.
Yeah.
So, 3 of their members got fired shortly after.
Because they were like, fuck this, we're not playing your bullshit game.
Yeah, Mia Yim has recently returned to the company a few months ago, and Mercedes Martinez, after leaving, went to Ring of Honor and was the Ring of Honor Women's Champion. Yeah. So, what do you reckon of Retribution so far?
I mean, Wish Nexus really set me up and carried me through this one.
Yep.
The story was shorter. Nexus at least had a nice entrance.
Yeah.
And they got going, and they had a rival in
John Cena.
Yeah. But, then obviously it didn't go so well. These guys...
The funny thing, I'll just cut in,
yeah,
is that the Nexus only spent 2 months before being buried by Cena.
Yeah.
This lasted for 4 months.
Huh?
Or nearly 5 months. Like, this actually lasted longer.
Okay. Okay, I have questions. But, so they've made a shittier entrance.
Yep.
They look ridiculous.
Yep.
And instead of being a way to introduce a bunch of wrestlers from somewhere else,
yep,
NXT, they've just rebranded a couple of mid-level to decent old wrestlers as members of a really, really bad band. And, sound like they named themselves after things they found in the garage. It just...
I think WWE just went, throw us words. We need names. Just give us words. And somebody went, Flapjack. And they went, what was that, Slapjack? Yep, okay, that's good enough. What have you got there? I've got a T-bar.
No.
That's a nice one. What's that? Mace.
Yeah.
I've got Mace. What did you do to him? I retaliated. Retaliation sounds good.
Honestly, actually, you know what? It sounds like the news. You turn on the news of an evening, and it's just
Even better. Here's this one.
the crowd attacked with T-bars, and the police retaliated with mace.
Yeah. Even better one. Damien Priest just hit the reckoning. What's that? Reckoning? That's a good name. Because Damien Priest had a move called the Reckoning. So yeah, it's
shocking.
Yeah.
Absolutely shocking. And the masks.
Yeah. So
it's just really. I don't know who came up with the idea, but
Vince.
What do I ask? What do I ask? Okay. Back to my main question is, how did this last 4 months? How did this last 4 months? How many fights did they have in that time? How many of those did they win? And
it lasted 4 months because for the first few they didn't wrestle at all.
Okay.
That's when they were breaking shit and setting fire to things and
right. So for the first
idiots.
Month, they would just pop in per
2-3 weeks roughly. Yeah.
They would just pop in every week or so, trash it and leave again.
Yeah.
So
that scores them extra time.
Mm-hmm.
Then they pretty much just showed up to do a brawl for most of it. I think they had about 3 matches, and they lost all but one of them. The one that they won on my birthday. Oh, hang on. Scratch that, because they did all beat Ricochet, so that's an extra win.
Mm.
But as sort of a team sort of thing, they had about 3 matches. They lost all but one of them, and then won those matches against Ricochet, and then lost against the New Day, and then they broke up. So
I'm satisfied.
yeah. How did it last that long? Because they didn't do much. It's quite easy to, it's like, how did the cheese sit in the fridge for so long? Because nobody ate it.
Nobody wanted it.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to fight them, alright? They lasted that long because
nobody got rid of them.
Basically.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Why does it stink in here? Well, that's because we've got a dead rat. Why is there a dead rat? Nobody's gotten rid of it. Right. It's just because it's there and nobody's touched it. Right.
Okay, can you rebook this? Is it doable? Oh, you can?
Oh, I can. Yeah.
You can?
Oh. Oh.
Is it another one-liner? Are you about to hit me with another like?
Oh no, it's a paragraph.
Okay, good.
It's
good.
It's a long ass paragraph.
Good.
Yeah, that's the.
I'm thinking simple solves. I'm looking for a full rebranding of this bullshit. Please.
People in the comments, get hyped. Not Mojo Rawley, that's not how we do this. But get hyped because I'm going balls to the wall here because we've got a stupid concept, so we might as well go stupid on the results. So, let's go. Well, I'd keep it sort of the same in that I'd have them show up to cause chaos. Right? Like they did. Just redo that next stuff. It's fine. When it comes to explaining why they're doing it, their motivation, right? It's not that they want to destroy the WWE, but they want to get jobs at WWE, but they've already got jobs at WWE, but they want jobs at WWE, so they're destroying WWE. It's not that, because that's just stupid. It is because we want to. Because we can.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh.
that is some motivations that just you can't argue with. Whatever they do at this point, you can't argue because they can.
WWE have treated them poorly.
Yeah.
And they're doing something about it.
Yeah. If you wanted to.
Sure.
So, also, what you can't guess what they're going to do next because they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Because they've said we can do whatever we want. So, at this point, I would have people who don't have contracts be Retribution. So
Okay.
they're not actually a part of the company
We're
anyway.
not rebranding
No.
old wrestlers.
Right? So either they're not a part of the company full stop, or kayfabe, so fake do it, release them, so that you can sort of go, right, well, they're not a part of the company. The story we want is that they're not a part of the company.
Yeah. They're coming in.
Yeah.
They're not a group of people who have banded together in the back room and come storming out.
Yeah. Right? They're not a part of the company, and yeah. It's going to add stakes a little bit later on. So, since they're all free agents, we can send them to other companies. Because they don't work for us.
Mm-hmm.
But technically they do. But if you talk to them and talk to the other companies, you can sort of say, hey, we're running this storyline. Can we have them show up, wreck some shit, and leave?
Yep.
You know? So, that would be a cool storyline that hasn't been done, at least not for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that I can think of that's sort of like this would be Brian Pillman, who said to WCW's head, Eric Bischoff, hey, wouldn't it be cool if you released me so I could go shot, like his character was the loose cannon, so he just did things like this. But he sort of said, release me so I can go to WWE and ECW and all that, and
Sure.
shut up, wreck shit, and I'll come back and to raise my stock to get more money, all that sort of thing. So they agreed to that. However, instead of kayfabe firing him, they actually fired him, which is what he wanted, because he actually wanted to go and sign with WWE.
Smooth.
So he concocted this idea to get them to fire him, but he was going to come back to them, but then they fired him and he went to WWE and just continued to do what he was doing. So it's sort of the same thing, but yeah. Right, so we would have them do what they did in real life and just destroy things, set things on fire, throw shit through windows,
Yeah. Break stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe stop that notch.
Attack a person, have them attack a person here and a person there. But you sort of don't do it where they're all in the same spot at once. You sort of have somebody throw a thing through a window here.
Yeah.
Two people are attacking over here.
Yeah.
Fires are being set over there.
It's
There,
chaos.
there's shit everywhere. Someone else has hijacked the production truck, so they're playing music in the middle of matches for no reason, just because they like it.
Yeah.
They've turned the lights out and they've flicked them back on. Now they're purple. Like, God, Jesus, what's happening? Just that sort of shit over a period of time. Also, they go out to other companies, because obviously they're doing that in WWE, because it's WWE, they can just let them do that. So when I say go and invade other companies, they just sort of jump the barricade and attack the wrestlers.
Yeah.
They just know that they're going to jump the barricade and attack those wrestlers. So it's not like you're working with them as such. You're just letting them know, hey, can we just do this? Then we're going to reveal who they are.
Mm-hmm.
A, we're not going to give them stupid names.
No.
B, we're not going to give them stupid masks.
No.
And it's difficult to pick who would be in this faction.
Fair.
Because you could pick literally anybody if you're just going to release them to go and do this anyway.
Yeah.
Or if you're going to bring
unknown-
them in.
If you're going to bring in unknown people, we don't know who they are.
Yeah, you need to if you're going to bring people in, then it can be anyone. If you're going to release people, it can be anyone.
Mm.
So it's hard, but let's keep it sort of, with the people that were in it originally, just because they don't have to think about it. So we've got Dominic Dijakovic, Dio Madden, Shane Thorne, me, and Mercedes Martinez. And that they're here to destroy not just WWE, but the entire
Wrestling
industry. Now, Vince doesn't like the words professional wrestling. So I'm
Sorry.
trying not to use the words professional wrestling. I'm using the
Actually
term
called
the industry.
entertainment.
So, yeah, I'm calling it the industry, but it's pro wrestling. Right? So, they say that they were released for seemingly no reason whatsoever, which technically they were, except the reason is this storyline.
Yeah.
And that they will destroy WWE, Impact, Ring of Honor, AEW, GCW, NWA, MLW, New Japan, All Japan, Pro Wrestling Noah, AAA, CMLL, every wrestling company in the world.
Until they get their way.
Because they can. Because that's their motivation. Because we can.
Yeah.
You know, none of them wanted us, is what they say. Like, you know, we got released from here. Nobody wanted us elsewhere, so we're just going to
trash places.
Yeah, destroy it. If nobody wants us, well, if you can't have us, no one can, sort of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Like, we're just going to wreck everything. So over the next year, I would have them showing up, different shows, destroying things. And this leads to a press conference 1 year to the day of them saying that they're coming to destroy everything. And we've got the leaders of every company that they've gone to destroy. On this press conference. Now, the issue we do have is that there may be a pandemic at this point. We can't book around that, but if... I don't know what the travel situation was like for the world. I know what it was like here. Hence the reason I haven't got any Australian-based wrestling promotions. Also, there's not too many of them, and I don't know what they're called. But... yeah, so I know for a fact that we couldn't get anywhere here. So if you can send them to Japan, do it. If you can send them to Mexico, do it. You know, getting them back, you know, whatever. Also, by giving them a year, it's sort of, you know, and by that time in 2021, it should be right.
Yeah.
Like, everything was pretty open.
Things were starting to really open up. Maybe not necessarily here, but
around the world. Yeah. So.
Well, actually, Japan only opened quite recently.
Oh yeah, Japan. Yeah.
So potentially not.
But I mean, Japan was still allowing people in and out the company, but you had to isolate and all that.
Okay.
Like, it was,
which is definitely doable.
Yeah, like that's why giving them a year sort of helps. So yeah, a year to the day of Retribution saying we're coming to destroy everything. All the CEOs, all that shit, people running it, sort of come together. Hey, we need to do something about this.
Yeah.
And they all agree. Funnily enough, it's just lucky that they all agree to this. That there's going to be a 5-on-5 match at Survivor Series.
Cool. The
5 members of Retribution versus 5 members of the industry. So there's going to be 3 men, 2 women, because that's
the way it goes.
Yeah. And we're going to have tournaments to determine who the competitors are for the like not the Retribution side, the other side.
For the other side, yeah.
So we've got wrestlers from all companies in these tournaments. It just takes place on shows. You know, there's going to be a tournament match in Pro Wrestling Noah, and then there's one in AAA in Mexico. There's one in AEW.
Compete to fight for the King's Army.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know how many competitors you're going to put in these. Like, that's hard to work out because you need to get 3 men and 2 women. But, you know, eventually, though, it comes down to being Retribution versus Seth Rollins, Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, Asuka, and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. So, some pretty big names there. We've got Seth Rollins, who is known as one of the best in the world. Kenny Omega, who, along with Okada, put on 7-star matches. So, I mean, you know, you got Asuka, who is feared in WWE terms, at least, as one of the best wrestlers, maybe, I don't know. And Britt Baker, who is really good. I couldn't think of anybody else to put in there, so I picked her. They say that if Retribution wins, all companies will shut down and the industry will cease to exist.
Oh, yeah.
Right? That they said they wanted to destroy it.
I guess. I was just gonna say, could we set the stakes a little lower? Otherwise, it's obvious Retribution's not gonna win.
Yeah, I thought that, but I mean, how do they destroy it?
If it's, yeah.
Yeah. Right? Because if the whole thing is that they're going to destroy it, they need to be able to destroy it.
Yeah.
So if they win this match,
Yeah.
they win.
They've destroyed it.
Yeah. And if the industry wins, Retribution must pick one company.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They can split up if they want, or they can just pick a company. And they must join it.
Yeah.
For the next year, they will lose every single match that they are in.
Yeah.
And after that, then fair, whatever, you've served your time, you're out.
Justice served.
Whatever, yeah. So, obviously,
Yeah.
Retribution wins. No, I'm joking. You know, also the match is intergender, so men can fight women, women can fight men. Otherwise, you would just eliminate the other team's women, and then you can't lose.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's sort of, you know, because I did think of that. I'm thinking, but hang on, there's going to be one woman left if you do it normal, like how WWE would do it.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be 3 eliminations there, and the 4th one can't be eliminated because men can't touch them.
Yeah.
So it needs to be intergender. And I'm sure Asuka will be fine, and Britt will be fine, fighting other people. Considering Asuka did fight Minoru Suzuki at one point.
Kick his ass?
No, he kicked hers.
Huh?
Quite hard. Really, really hard. Like, yeah, it was a little bit uncomfortable. So, yeah, it's the industry that win. It comes down to Dijak versus Omega. And in the end, Omega wins because it's Omega. Incredible effort on Retribution's part, so that raises their stock, which is what we need to do, because for the next year they're losing.
Yeah.
They have, funnily enough, all joined WWE. Might be a WWE storyline that they were already signed to, but, you know, whatever.
Funny that.
Yeah, so funny that they joined WWE where they've got contracts. And they lose every match, but in most matches they put in such an effort that it, you know...
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, like they're not actually being buried. Sure, they're losing, but you know that the stipulation is that they're going to lose. So they put in these, you know...
efforts to keep it interesting.
Yeah, performances to show that when this year is over, I am coming for your shit.
Yeah.
And so, yeah. Then after the year, they can start winning more and more. I would have Dijak go and win the Royal Rumble or something.
See where these characters have gone from over the year.
Yeah, you know, Dijak winning the Rumble straight away would be cool. So yeah, what did you think of my booking?
That was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I really had me thinking it was going to be some controversial bullshit.
It's controversial because WWE is working with the rest of the professional wrestling industry.
Okay, right.
That's
Which
what I
is
meant
just
by that.
not going to happen.
Yeah.
No. Right, I was a little unsure when you said that, whether that's a thing that happens or not.
Yeah, no. And also, the finals of that Survivor Series match is Dijak versus Omega from AEW. That ain't going to happen.
Right.
It's going to be Seth Rollins if they did that.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Bit of a fantasy then.
Yeah.
But look, no matter what you did, you were going to do it better than what actually happened.
Well, what's that? I didn't have them in stupid masks with stupid names doing stupid things.
Yeah. And burying them after 4 months, as they deserve to be buried.
Yeah.
Which is, yeah, so that's definitely good. Yeah. No, I liked it. the way, yeah, the team up to stop them is really good, and the way that you had other matches to decide who was in the team up to go against them, really cool. That provides a lot of other content, you know, to lead up to it and to build some hype, and you know, you've seen this awesome team coming together, ready to fight these pains in everybody's ass.
Yeah. See, the reason I did that was because I went, like, there's a lot of wrestling companies, and we can only have 5 people. Like, sure, if we had 5 companies,
you could say one from each.
Yeah, but not when we've got 105 companies.
Yeah.
We can't exactly do that.
No.
So I needed a way of having all the companies participate.
Yeah.
While also having a specific 5 in mind. So, yeah.
No, that's very cool.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So I reckon that this would help WWE by showing that they can work with other companies.
Yes.
Because that's something they're criticised for. The story is interesting. Not shit. Interesting. And different words to that. It would help all companies involved because they'd all gain increased viewership
More
from
exposure, yeah. They get to swoop and swap viewers.
Yeah, and it's intriguing because you don't know what's going to happen next. With more viewers, you get more money, and you build more stars, which should draw more fans, which draws more money. So as Mr. Krabs would say, money, 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 money.
Yep.
Yeah.
If they could work together, could they start their own streaming service?
WWE's got their own.
True.
So,
True.
Yeah. And I mean, most of them are all on Fight TV. So.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That is my question.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's... Like, WWE also likes to go and buy video libraries to put on theirs. So, yeah. You normally have...
I bet everyone's on theirs.
Everyone that's retired or gone, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that has been it for this episode. Like, share, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, follow Facebook, Twitter and Twitch. Links to those are in the description. Let me know what you thought in the comments. Also let me know
how you'd rebook it.
How you'd rebook it, and if you would have, I don't know, Kenny Omega and Okada and Britt Baker and whatnot show up on WWE TV. Yeah, let me know how I went rebooking it, because I may have just sort of went balls to the wall.
Like it.
Yeah, let's just do this. I don't care what anybody says. But yeah, other than that though, thanks for watching. Sid, say goodbye.
Catch you later.
And good night.